Hello, good evening, and thank you for joining us here on CNET. I'm Brian Mastro from the Penn State Campus Weather Service here with your forecast for the State College area. And now these are the weather headlines that we're tracking for today and the next few days. We have very pleasant weather today, and we're expecting that to continue into tomorrow, though it won't be quite as warm tomorrow. Once we get to midweek, we will have a big cool down coming, and by the end of the week, we'll have temperatures struggling to make it out of the 30s. And then also by this weekend, we have a chance of precipitation arriving, and that could be a mix of both rain and snow. So we'll wait and see how that pans out. And we'll take a live look at the Arboretum. Right now we are looking at mostly sunny skies. As you can see, there's very few clouds in the sky. We currently have a temperature coming in at 61 degrees with the wind coming from the south-southwest at 6 miles per hour. And we'll take a look across the state. Right now we have most of the state coming in the low to mid-60s, the exception being Bradford coming in at 58. But other than that, it's most of the 60s. You have Philadelphia 63, Pittsburgh 63, Erie 62, and Scranton 64. So all in all, a very pleasant day across all of Pennsylvania. And we'll also take a look at the radar, and there is absolutely nothing on it. It is empty. There is no precipitation at all over Pennsylvania right now. And will that be continuing for the next few days? We'll take a look at the eye in the future. You see that there is this system building to our west, and that as that approaches Pennsylvania, it does begin to dissipate a little bit. We still could get a couple showers from this in central Pennsylvania. However, as we have this continue moving, you see that it dissipates as it makes its way across Pennsylvania. However, we still could see at least a couple showers from this in Pennsylvania. And then we're expecting it to clear out for the rest of the day on Wednesday, leaving us with mostly clear skies for the rest of Wednesday as well. And then I mentioned that we have that big cool down coming. As you see on this upper air map, we have this massive trough coming down, bringing all of this cold air from Canada. This is at Friday at 5:30 a.m. So after that cold front has passed, so we are on the back side of it, so wind is going to be bringing this cold air from Canada down into our area. And then as we move into next week, it'll weaken a little bit over the weekend and won't be quite as brutally cold. But then once we get into next week, we are expecting it to cool down even more as this dips down even more into our area. So then we'll take a look at your forecast for tonight. We're expecting a low of around 38 degrees with partly clear skies. And then we are also expecting winds to be relatively light. And then as we head into tomorrow, we're expecting more of the same that we had today, although a little bit chillier, with only a high of around 57 degrees. And the wind's still pretty light coming from the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour, remaining with mostly sunny skies. Then we'll take a look at your 7-day forecast. And as I mentioned before, we have that big cool down coming later in the week. We have today came in at 61 degrees, and then we'll be dropping a little bit the next couple of days down to 57 and 51 before Thursday and Friday gets here. That's when we really cool down, where we might not even make it out of the 30s on either one of those days. And then we'll also have the lows overnight dropping down into the 20s as well. And then if you take a look at Saturday, we're only looking at a high of about 39 degrees. So if you're planning on heading out to the Temple game, it could be quite chilly. And then on Sunday, we have another chance of precipitation, as we could have some rain and or snow showers moving into the area. From the Penn State Campus Weather Service, I've been Brian Mastro. Thank you for tuning in here on CNET.